Hello, hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Tuesday Talks with the Conways,
I'm Courtney. Don't
and
mess it up.
I'm Chris.
Don't change things up on me.
We're creatures of habit, although I habitually almost do the wrong thing all the time. Hello,
He's a
Devin.
man.
I have no idea what that means, but other than
They do the wrong thing all the time. I'm just kidding.
yes. Well, welcome
I'm just kidding, all
to
you
Tuesday
men.
Talks with the Conways. We have a really good topic for you all tonight. And hello, Regina. We're glad to have you here along with Devin on YouTube and along with our many friends on Instagram. I want to give everyone a chance to join, and hopefully everyone has had a good week, good productive week. I know I have. Um, the scale was stuck for a whole week, and finally getting on this morning, it went down a little bit. So glad to see that
Yes.
move. Um, Although it's not the end of the world if it doesn't move. We've talked about it multiple times. The scale doesn't rule me, but it is nice to see that change. And hello, Dominique. Glad to have you here on Facebook as well. So, let's go ahead and get started. So, if you want to introduce the topic,
Yes.
sorry on Facebook if there's a typo in the topic. My wife wasn't here to correct me.
That's true. But tonight we're talking about weight loss when you love food. I love food. I'm gonna be the first one to admit that.
I love
And
it.
that's why I got so large, is because I love food. I'm a binge eater. I am, or I was. I try not to be anymore. But I love food. And sometimes people think it's hard to lose weight if you love food because you want to eat more.
Hmm.
So we're going to talk about different swaps and things of that nature that you can do um, if you do love food but also want to lose
We
weight.
still love food, but we have lost a significant amount of weight. And I've said this not long ago. You can still eat really good. We eat really good while losing weight too. So you definitely can lose
Mhm.
weight even though you love food. It just takes a little bit of a shift. But glad to have you here, Joy. Joy, our friend, is here with us live tonight. And then Lydia, and then Shell, and then Kathy. Glad to have you all here with us.
Lydia mentioned that she made our recipe from last week. I'm very glad you liked it. I always get nervous.
Which recipe was that?
I think was it the pancake bake?
Yes, the pancake bake. I remember that now. If you would like to take a look at that, our recipes are posted on the Healthy blog.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. Um, yes, Devin mentions that he loves food too, but tracking on the Healthy app keeps him on track,
Yep.
which is definitely really good. But we wanted to talk about some of the things. If loving food disqualified you from losing weight, I think all of us would lose.
Yeah, even the smallest person typically loves food. There's
Mhm.
some sort of food out there that everyone loves.
Absolutely. And loving food is not the issue. The goal isn't to be bored with food or to not eat things that you enjoy. The goal is to change your relationship with food. I know a lot of how we got where we were was from our relationship with food and how it wasn't ideal. So having us get back on track and building that better relationship with food is
Mhm.
significantly improved our outlook.
Yes, and when I would diet in the past, I felt like all I could eat was like vegetables and grilled chicken. And I wasn't sticking to it
You
because
get bored.
it wasn't food that I loved.
Mhm.
So finding food that I loved that fit within my day, within my lifestyle and allowed me to still lose weight is honestly what's kept me going for the last 6 years. Like I'm still going, and it's because I've realized I can still love food and have foods that I love and still lose weight.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a misconception that you have to eat perfectly all the time, or I failed, or you restrict so much.
Mhm.
And then once you're on that restriction, you have those cravings, and then you cave, and then you overeat, and then you have guilt, and then you repeat. Um, we have said this multiple times that you need to have what you want along with what you need. Otherwise, you're not going to be successful. Um, so it doesn't, in weight loss, doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It's what you do repeatedly.
Mhm.
We've mentioned multiple times our keyword for the year for 2026 is consistency.
Yes, consistency over perfection. You guys
Mhm.
know I preach that all the time. Consistency over perfection, consistency over motivation. When you're not feeling like it.
Consistency, consistency,
Consistency.
consistency.
If you're being consistent, the weight will eventually come off. If you're
Mhm.
having a plateau and you're like, "Ugh, it's not moving," if you're consistent, it will eventually happen. And finding foods you love, I'm going to repeat the same sentence like 50 times tonight, but finding foods you love that fit within your day and your diet is really going to help.
It helps immensely because you're not miserable, because we're not
No,
miserable.
we eat
We're
good.
not depriving ourselves of things, and we're enjoying this stuff. So it's, we've said this multiple times. It's a lifestyle change. It's something that it's a decision that you have to make every day, pretty much for the rest of your life. And you don't want to be making that decision and be miserable. Make sure that you find ways to enjoy the food you
Mhm.
have so that you can continue enjoying it, but also stay on track.
Yes. One thing you can do to help with this is try not removing foods, but adjust them. Like what's
Hmm.
something you can eat lighter? For instance, I am not one of the people that can do this, but there's a lot of people that will use light mayonnaise instead of real mayonnaise. I do not like light mayonnaise. I do unless it's on a leftover turkey sandwich. I'm weird. That's the only thing I like it on. But things like that. Or like ketchup. You can get the G Hughes no sugar added ketchup,
Hmm.
so many less calories. Like almost any condiment you think of, G Hughes probably has a version for it. I think it's G Hughes, right?
I think so.
Yeah, and they're good. There's so many. Like I think we have a whole segment on healthy swaps.
Hmm.
But
And the thing is, you don't have to swap everything.
no.
So if you have a meal, like if you love burgers, a good burger, have that burger, but then maybe instead of fries, having some veggies. Or if you like, I know Courtney still is a fan of buns, but you can
Mhm.
do lettuce wraps. We get keto buns too, so you don't
Yes,
have to replace
Walmart.
everything.
I mentioned a couple weeks ago that Walmart has their Better Goods brand now. But they have some hamburger buns. They're like 50 calories. They have like 10 grams of protein.
Hmm.
So we're gonna try those next time we
And
have
tons of
burgers.
fiber. We've done something similar with the hot dog buns,
Hmm.
a different brand. Also, fun fact: we went to Walmart the other day, and they had a 4-pack of buns, so you didn't have to buy a whole 8-pack, which is great. So we bought because we cooked for my parents. So we bought a 4-pack of the regular buns because they don't like the healthy stuff, and then we got us a 4-pack of the healthier keto ones,
Hmm.
which had lots of fiber, lots of protein, and a lot lower in calories. So you don't have to swap everything. So if you still want that burger, have a
Hmm.
keto bun. If you want French fries, try air frying them so you don't have all those
Yes, and
oils.
also one thing I wanted to point out with the French fries, because he mentioned that earlier. Did you know that potatoes are surprisingly pretty low in calorie? You can have a decent amount of potatoes for not very many calories.
Hmm.
So, one thing you can do, and I can make a recipe for the next time if you guys want me to. One thing you can do is make your own homemade French fries if you love French fries. There are different recipes out there that make them so crispy, so delicious, you would
Hmm.
never know they were homemade in the air fryer or the oven, for not very many
But it's
calories.
the oil that adds to so
Yes.
many bites and makes it so
Hmm.
unhealthy.
Yes. So you can always just make your own. And they make different like cutting thingies, like choppers that can do like the waffle fries, the shoestring fries, like any kind of fry
The
you
crinkle
want.
cuts.
Yeah.
So you can still have all the same kind of textures. I personally like the curly fries.
Hmm.
I've yet to find a way to make those.
Yeah.
Um,
How do
you,
you make those?
I would imagine I would imagine maybe like the thicker ribbons would be close enough. Um, but adding protein, like if you have a pizza, pizza's delicious. And we also
Hmm.
there's a recipe online by one of the famous influencers called Skinny Dough. Amazing and
It's literally
delicious.
one of the best pizza doughs that we've had, and I'm including like higher calorie, unhealthy ones. It's so
We
good.
made it for my brother and sister-in-law, and they didn't even know it was
No,
healthy.
they couldn't believe it.
But then if you love pizza, add more protein to the toppings. Also, pair a salad with it so you don't have like three or
Hmm.
four slices of pizza. You can have two slices of pizza in a
Hmm.
salad. So do things kind of in moderation.
Yes. One thing that I've been doing different recently is we'll make foods for our daughter and stuff, and we'll have the same things, but we'll have like healthier versions of it. Like last night we had sloppy joes. We did not have the calories in our day to have the bun because we had the normal like 150. They were the big like 150 calorie buns. We didn't have the calories for that and French fries. So we decided to do a bowl with the French fries and sloppy joes and cottage cheese, and
It
it
was
was still
delicious.
delicious and it filled us up, and we didn't deprive ourselves of the sloppy joes. We
Or
just
the French
had them in a
fries.
different way. So you can do like deconstructed things. You can do like if you want tacos, you can have taco salads. You can have, do it with the lettuce. I will do that, and I'll just do like literally like 3 or 4 chips to get me that crunch. but I'm not having as many chips as if I had nachos. Like you can find
Hmm.
what you want and make it healthier. Almost anything you can think of, you can make it healthier.
And Lydia, we don't get it, we make it. So if you just Google skinny
It's
dough.
busy, Bizzy, skinny dough. It's like the first recipe that comes up.
Yeah, it is actually very easy to make. Granted, it does involve letting it rise, so it's a yeasted
But she
dough.
has a way now where you don't have to do that.
Yeah,
Fun fact. I found that out like a month ago.
but it's like 3 or 4 ingredients. It's like flour, yogurt, water,
Yeast.
and yeast. So it's very very simple, but it tastes very much. We've made that skinny dough um, into rolls before,
Into non. We've made
non-bread.
non bread out of it
uh,
before.
Basically, kind of flattened it even more into
We've
tortillas.
made hot dog buns out of it. Like
Yes. Very, very simple. And also I believe on her website, I think it's Busy Kitchen, My Busy Kitchen or something. You can also customize the size of it. So if you wanted to make a smaller pizza, you didn't have to make a whole big batch of it too. But we can't really speak any higher of that recipe just because it's delicious.
it's so good.
Like we said, some people that don't generally eat diet foods enjoyed it. They didn't even know it was
Hmm.
healthy. But you can do all kinds of stuff with, like she said, I did hot dog rolls with it, hamburger rolls, all kinds of amazing stuff with it. But do some swaps. You don't have to swap everything. The key is to if your healthier item, your healthier version makes you miserable, it's not sustainable. So make it healthier, but don't replace everything. Like we've gone to
Hmm.
Starbucks before and done a healthier drink and replaced everything.
It was
So
awful.
it's not good. So replace some other things. And that is key. So make it healthier. It doesn't have to be the healthiest.
And then there's also, which this might be later on in the notes, but there's also just some things you just cannot give up. And
Mhm.
that's okay too. Like we've talked before about how if we're gonna go out and get coffee, it's probably gonna be a little higher in calories. We don't
Mhm.
have it every day.
But yeah,
We do not.
and if I'm
But
going to go out and spend $7 on a cup of coffee, I want to enjoy it.
exactly. So we'll go to Dutch Brothers and get their protein latte, and
Granted, it
it's
is
like
very high in
it's like
protein.
500 calories, but it's got like 30 something grams protein. But that's like it's not an everyday thing. So if you absolutely have to have something, you're like, I cannot give this up. Just
Hmm.
let yourself have it like once a week.
Yeah, there are some
It
things that
just
we
can't be
don't
an everyday
we
thing.
give up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we say yeah at the same time.
Yeah.
Like mac and cheese is something that's so delicious, and a really good homemade mac and cheese with the roux is delicious. That's something I don't want to give up. Granted, I also don't have it every day. I don't
We
even
don't
have it
have
every
it
week.
very often at all.
It's just a couple times a year kind of thing. But there are some things in your life that are worth the extra bites and the extra calories. Um, but just
Hmm.
have it in moderation. Enjoy it when it's a special treat.
Yeah.
But then there are some things you can do, like partially making it healthy. So healthier, but not super duper healthy.
Yeah.
And making sure that you add some protein in there. Like if we were to go in and just have a salad, that salad would have me full, but then I'd be hungry again in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Same.
make sure you add things to it, bulk it up, add some
Protein.
protein,
Add
meat,
beans.
cottage
Like
cheese. Beans is a really good thing. That has fiber and it has protein.
hmm.
So do things that will make it more full. And then so it's more like a shift. You're not saying I can't have this. You can say I can have some of this. I can have some of it again later.
Mhm, yes, absolutely. That's something I tell myself all the time, like especially if I'm going out to eat. And we've talked before about how portion sizes when you go out to eat, they're huge. Or at most places, not everywhere. But I will plate up half of it and I'll be tempted to have more, but I'll just tell myself, you know what?
You can have
I
more
got to
later.
enjoy it now and then I can enjoy more tomorrow.
Mhm.
And like that's what I do now with like desserts. If we make like a cake or something here, I know I can enjoy more of that tomorrow. I don't have to sit there and have like 4 slices worth at one time like I used to do. I can have a small slice, but I just know there's more for tomorrow. I get to
Mhm.
enjoy it again. So if you do like take something and split half of it, you can have more.
Mhm.
That's one thing that some people that just love food they struggle with, and I used to struggle with it was portion sizes.
Mhm.
Not realizing you can always go back for more. You can go back for more tomorrow. You can go back for more later if you're legitimately like not satisfied.
Mhm.
But portion sizes are huge. That's why I like high volume foods
Mhm.
that I can have for smaller calories, like air popcorn,
Mhm.
protein chips, like those kind of things.
But it's all about building better habits and better
Mhm.
relationships. We are so used to this now because we've been
Yeah.
on this journey for a while that when we go and plate our food, to us, it comes natural to have smaller portions.
Mhm.
Um, you can also have smaller portions. Like I know Joy does this. Sometimes you have smaller portions, but you eat more throughout the day. So to make sure you kind of stoke that fire, we've talked about the metabolism being kind of like a fire that you have to feed a little bit
Mhm.
here and there to make sure that it doesn't go out.
Yes. Another thing you can do if you just love food is you can trick your brain. A thing that we do here a lot is we will use smaller plates.
Mhm,
The plate looks full, but it's not very much food. So I mean, it's enough food. It's not like we're depriving ourselves. It's enough. But it just kind of tricks your brain. I've also, when our daughter was younger, we don't have them anymore, but I used to use when I would eat like ice cream and stuff, I would use her toddler spoons
mhm,
because they were smaller bites, so it would last longer, and I it was tricking my brain into thinking I was having more, and I was having, like, probably less than a serving sometimes,
mhm.
but using that toddler spoon legitimately helped.
Absolutely, and it's about how you build the meal. You focus on, the protein, lean protein, make, and have the majority of it be that, and then add some carbs, and then add in the smaller amounts, some fat. And that helps you build a more sustainable plate, more
Mhm.
filling, and that'll keep you full longer. And it doesn't have to be grilled chicken breast.
Yes.
We used to, at the beginning of the journey, primarily only do grilled chicken breast.
We don't
We
have chicken, I mean, we do, but not that much at
No,
all.
no, we do some chicken, we do, lean pork, we've been also been doing some ground pork, which has slightly better macros than ground beef, but those are our
Um
primary meats,
Yes,
really.
because and the reason for the ground pork is the lean beef is so expensive. But if you look at the macros for like the ground pork compared to like the 80/20 like ground beef, it's so much better. And then it also doesn't have as much grease, so you get more out of that pound. That's my rationalization.
Mhm,
So we don't do very much ground turkey or anything like that, but we do the ground pork. But we really don't do that much chicken because when we first started, we felt like that's all we could eat.
mhm, and we kinda got tired of it, and
I do
that's where
love
you
chicken
get
though.
bored.
I do love chicken. But yeah, we do steak. But like a lot of it is just those portions. Like we talked before about how when we had a steak a few weeks ago, I got my portion that I thought was like 6 ounces and it was like what, like 12, 13
Mhm,
ounces. Like it
pretty
was
substantial.
crazy. And I ate half of it and I was like, this is not going to fill me up. And it filled me up. So sometimes you just need to put those smaller portions on the plate. And like it might surprise you how little you need to fill you up sometimes.
Mhm, absolutely, but ask yourself, like, we do this all the time, "Am I hungry, or am I just looking for something else?"
Yes. And sometimes you are looking for something, and sometimes you need to just give yourself that. Like last night, we got this pimento cheese that's divine. It's so good.
One of those things
Um,
that we can't replace or give up completely.
yes. So I was craving it last night. And so instead of just going to bed or just finding like other healthier options, I got me one slice of toast and I put like a half a serving of that pimento cheese on there. My craving was I mean, it
It's
hit the
satisfying.
spot. It hit the
Mhm.
spot. And I did it with like it was like 110 calories or something like that. A very like manageable snack. But I wasn't, to be honest, like I wasn't hungry, but I could not stop thinking about that pimento cheese. So sometimes like you just need to just let yourself have what you're wanting
Yeah,
in moderation. Just a small amount
because if it's a
actually does it.
craving and she ignored that, then that's when she would go back and get more and more and more of it,
Mhm.
and then, that's where the binging comes in,
Yeah,
so
I did have to have him hide it though because I didn't want to go back for more.
and then she said, "Where did you hide that?" And I was like, "I'm
He
not
won't
telling
tell
you."
me where it is. It's somewhere in the fridge, and I'm not going to go looking for it because I don't want to look like a crazy
But
person.
she legitimately asked me, from a
I
place
did.
of sincerity to get it out of her sight, and so I
Hmm.
did. And sometimes that's what it takes.
Yeah. Sometimes you need those accountability partners to help you.
Mhm, absolutely. And this goes back to a rule that Courtney goes over multiple times, the 80/20 rule. You don't have to be perfect 100% of the time.
If you are, you're going to probably be miserable.
You're going to be miserable or you're going to be setting yourself up for failure. So the 80/20 rule um, sets you up for success and it allows you to enjoy those things that are not as healthy, but still gives you enough room to be successful in
Yes.
your change.
And letting yourself have those things 20% of the time, it's actually more than you would think it
Mhm.
is. But you're still being disciplined, you're still being consistent, and you're just allowing yourself to have some treats every now and then.
Absolutely. So, you can have the food that you love and still lose weight. You don't have to eliminate your favorites. It's actually important to keep your favorites in there so that you can keep this up long term.
Yes.
But the small changes really beat extreme changes.
Yes, the whole point of any like lifestyle health journey is to not be miserable. And
Mhm,
we keep saying that, but like you do not want to be miserable, or it's not going to stick, or you're going to binge, or something else is going to happen and you're just going to give up.
mhm,
So making sure you're not miserable and having the things you love in moderation, or finding those healthier swaps for them. Like one thing that we didn't talk about was Greek yogurt for sour cream. I
mhm,
don't like Greek yogurt for sour cream and things like if I'm having a taco, I want sour cream.
But
But
to
in
cook it in,
recipes,
yeah.
if like you're cooking like a chicken casserole or something that calls for sour cream, throw that Greek yogurt in. It adds protein, it's less calories, and it tastes the exact same in that recipe.
Mhm. And what this does is, it helps you enjoy the foods you love more because what you're doing is you're being more intentional about what you're eating and how you're eating it and when you're eating it, and that helps you.
Sorry.
It brings back a little bit more control because I know these crazy worlds, there's a lot that the things that are going on. There's a lot we cannot control,
Hmm.
but we can control the things that we put in our bodies. And so if I'm going to go out and be intentional and like she said, as a treat, go out and get my Dutch Brothers, that's 500 calories. I'm going to make it work, and I'm going to be more intentional, and I'm going to enjoy it.
Hmm.
Um, because it's a special treat. I don't have that every day.
Yes, absolutely.
And Joy mentions she does tater tots in her air fryer. I swear, the air fryer is the device we use more in our kitchen than any other
Yeah,
device.
I love our air fryer. Oh my
And
goodness.
Lori on Instagram mentioned she had jelly donut on Sunday, and that is absolutely
We
okay.
had a donut the other day too, and mine was his was good. Mine wasn't that good.
We went to Food City, and at Food City after 5 p.m. their donuts are half off, or
50
50
cents.
cents, which is more than half off. And we got the Long Johns, and hers was filled with custard, and mine was filled with white cream, and it was delicious. And we made it work within our day. And
His was
you
delicious.
can
Mine was good. Just I would have preferred the cream.
they don't label them on what
They
they have
don't.
inside them, so
So he just thought that they were the same thing, just different frosting. They were not the same thing.
yes. So have that and enjoy it. Um,
For I also just want to throw out there, he would have let me have the cream filled one if I really asked for it, but he doesn't like
I
custard, and I
legitimately don't
do
care for
like
custard.
custard. So
Yes, yes, definitely. I would have given it to hers. Um, so um, there's a difference between treating yourself and losing control. A big difference. Do it with intention,
yes,
building those better habits and those better
I
relationships with
used
your
to be
food.
really bad about that, about being like all weekend. I'm just treating myself. It's just the weekend. No, I was losing control.
Hmm.
And I was not losing any weight and I was gaining weight or just staying the same for 2 years because I treated myself too much. Treated myself. I was losing control. So there's definitely a big difference.
Absolutely. And welcome, Sherry. Glad to have you here with us from Florida. But that is pretty much our topic for
Mhm.
the evening. So we will move on to the recipe. Courtney has another sweet treat
Yes.
that's hard to beat.
I almost saved this for summer, but I was like, why not?
It's
Why not?
springtime. She's projecting those summer vibes.
Yes. I mean, it's hot. It was like 80 degrees and sunny here. It was hot today.
Yes. So let's move on to our recipe for the week, and hopefully you will enjoy it. And let us know if you end up making it and enjoy it.
Can you put it here so I
Oh
can?
yes, it's hidden. There we go.
Okay, this is an orange fruit salad. You need 1.5 cups of water, a package of vanilla sugar-free instant pudding mix, 8 ounces of the zero sugar whipped topping or whatever kind you like. They make a fat-free one and a light, and then a full fat, so whatever you want. A package of sugar-free orange jello mix, and then 30 ounces of mandarin oranges in water. Make sure they're in water and not in juice. Start by draining your oranges. It says crushed pineapple, but there's no pineapple on here. I think
Hmm.
that was missed. My bad. You need a can of crushed pineapple too. Get them as dry as possible. You can use fresh fruit if you want to. This just makes it easier, like grab and go, done. Set it aside. Boil a cup of water and combine the water with the box of orange gelatin mix. Mix until dissolved. Add in the remaining 1/2 cup of cold water and mix it well and put it in the fridge for about 10 to 15 minutes. Um, whisk in the pudding mix after that has set. And once it's incorporated well, return it back to the fridge for another 15 minutes. And then after it's chilled, um, sorry guys, I can't think. After it's chilled for 15 minutes, add in the 8 ounces of Cool Whip.
And then fold in, David,
Thank
fold in the drained mandarins and pineapple. I've been waiting this whole day to make that joke. Fold in it. And David,
I don't even watch that show and I know what it's from because he says it so much.
it's hilarious.
But cover and return to the fridge for at least 3 hours before serving. This is between 1 and 6 bites, depending on your plan.
Most plans is 1 to 2 bites.
Yeah. And this also makes 8 servings. 114 calories, 25.1 net carbs, 1 gram of protein, not much protein.
And our daughter loves this. She loves mandarins. So if you have little ones, feel free to share with them because this is like I said, a sweet treat that's hard to beat.
Yep, absolutely.
Just rolls off
And
the
it's
tongue.
easy and delicious. I mean, it does take some time because you got to wait for it to cool down and do this and that, but it really doesn't take that long.
Absolutely. It does take a little bit of prep work, but
Mhm.
enjoy it. So let us know if you plan to make this or you end up making it, and let us know how you liked it. But we are glad to have you here with us this week. As we will not be here next week. I am going on a business trip, so I will be out of town. So we will have someone in our place.
Yes, but we will be thinking about you and miss you.
Yes, so we will miss you all next week, but we will have someone be doing the live next Tuesday. So we will not see you next week, but we will be back the week after that.
Yes.
So thanks so much for joining us this week. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.